influencers, and that's where I saw the fake.
BB Mikila is running without track shoes. For the first time in Olympic history, the Ethiopian national anthem.
And then I figured something I sort of noticed on such a broad scale. And here we fighting to get people active into the gym. And these guys are just dishonest about what they do. So I want you to
መርቆ ሸኝቶ ናገር አሲዞ ሰንደቅ ዓላማ መርዶ ነው ለወገናችን ማሸነፍ ካቃተንማ
and they sell you a rotten product that doesn't work for you. You don't see the results. Ultimately, you stop. You just abandon. That is the thing. That's why I'm always saying, if you pay someone some money, make sure that you get the value from it. 100%. Yeah. So with your transparency, I will take my shirt off in a second anyway. I think it's one of the pivotal points in the fitness industry. There was a handful of people that have been open and honest. Some too much so to the point where they romanticize it. And I think it's a fine line. Yeah. You know, but you have made anyways the best video that I also reacted on transparency to steroids is a problem. Because now we're trying to be honest, and then your friend and you watch the video and he's saying, no, anyways, they're still lying. They take double this dose, and then people go and take. So even if I'm telling you about what I'm doing, then transparency is one thing, but still it's maybe not good what I'm doing. So even if I tell you, doesn't mean you should copy me. Yeah. Right? And then my problem is that a lot of people, they would always see me and then they say, he's so shredded, he's using this. And I'm like, it's not true. But then they use it themselves also. And I'm like, fuck, don't do this to yourself, guys, please. You know what you need to learn in bodybuilding, bro? That this shit is teaching you the best, that good things take time. Why you want to get a six-pack fast? You got to fucking suffer. You got to get there to accomplish this goal. And why does it always need to be easy? If it's easy, everyone is going to do it. And then everything that's easy is also not interesting at one point anymore. So you got to think different. You got to say, I want to make it actually fucking hard. So that particular point just resonates with me because that is just an embodiment of who Joe was. He was so meticulous. He was such a hard worker. He got totally buried in absolutely everything that he did. If he was on his phone, which he was, you'll see in these segments, he was always on his phone and he was replying to DMs, replying to comments. He was checking analytics. But he was just the hardest worker in the room. And he was like that with his physique. He was like that with his content. And that's just what made Joe who he was. And as successful as it was. Started out, it was, what can I train to look best? Everybody? To look best in a t-shirt. Yeah. Going out to a club. Yeah. So I was always wearing fucking pants. I wore a tight t-shirt. Arm look pumped, chest look pumped. I was fucking happy with that, man. That's when I started. And then as I progressed as a gym rat, I realized, there's certain lagging posture that I need to work on. Yeah. For me, it's also my arms, let's say, they're super long, so it's hard to build mass. And then I'm always kind of lean, I never really bulk. So how do I want to gain like 2 centimeters on my arms if I'm never really pushing the food and the training to that level where you really grow a lot more? As I'm still then I draw my biceps and all that. And you get older. And then at one point, it's also about your fitness journey and your health is important. So let's say maybe you manage to look like this at one point, but then you want to get bigger, but maybe this is also really unhealthy for you. Have to consider what you want. It's like the perfect body. You will. The day you start going to the gym is the day when you become forever small, bro. Remember this. Yeah. I don't know if it's a good thing, but never is enough for me. Anything what I have, what I get, what I do, somehow I want more, blah blah blah. But so I'm in this best gym in the world, but then you still want some better shit, and then it doesn't matter where you are now. I'm in the best place in the world in Thailand, and I can do whatever I want, and I have a nice life. But then if you stick here for too long, then you start to get it's not that good, and then you get mad or depressed. But actually, it's a really nice place to be. Yeah? So, having said, best gym in the world, you think that? What would you rate? What? best equipment or best overall everything? Overall. Atmosphere, equipment, work ethic, fucking... It's probably Binus. I would have to say Binus, yeah. It's something about this, the energy in that gym, it's the physiques, it's the equipment, it's there's something about it. I get there, I just want to fucking work harder than I've ever worked. Yeah, and it's honestly also, I tell you, like, so Dubai is really nice if you are with the right people. So it's like we form a squad, bro, and we're just all about pumping it out and working hard. Then you can get a lot done, and it's very motivating because a lot of people in this gym train so hard and competing, and it's a very competitive area. Yeah. But it's also a lot of wealthy people around that are chilling their nuts because they have nothing to do in their life anymore besides looking for women and eating nice food and training and driving supercars and stuff. And then it's easy to get dragged in and not do so much yourself anymore. Chest is insane. What would you say your body fat percentage is at this point? 9? Maybe 9%. It's not that super crazy lean. It's kind of lean, but for me it's easy to get the illusion I'm so lean because my arms and everything is lean, but my back and stuff here, there's... Bro, jeez. I'd say like 8. Small waist, fucking incredible physique. Well, the only thing is, these fucking arms. Seriously, let's say hamstrings like this would be good. Yeah. And triceps like this. Yeah. And I'm happy, bro. I'm going home. And I'm doing these training videos. I'm having, let's say, kind of lightweight. Okay, now I have this weight, but I'm not kind of like doing it. I'm like, you know, I'm pushing to the max. And then it's hard to describe, but it's a different contraction, bro. It's like you take these videos and you do extra hard for the video. Yeah. Well, I swear you get these extra things in to get the nice video, and that is extra effort, and it makes it so much harder even when the weight isn't that heavy, like super heavy. Yeah. When that camera's on, there's this need to fucking perform. I hate watching myself train and just, you know that you haven't even fucking used what's in the tank. So I always critique myself in these training clips like this. Sick, brother. Yeah, big squeeze there. Come on. Yes. There we go. Fuck yeah. Come on. Huge chest. Come on. There we go. Oh, good stuff, bro. Yeah, you are a huge tremendous. How many, there's one good thing about me being around super giant dudes, bro, like in Dubai and Larry and Andrew and Morgan Asty, and like I was doing the movie with Kai Green, and so for me, like I'm very used to being around these giants, man. But a lot of people, let's say here in Thailand, man, he's an alien in Thailand for these Thai people. Speaking of which, but I'm happy with the way the men's open is going. If we look at the likes of Blessing and the more aesthetic physiques that are coming in, what's your thoughts on like the way that symmetry of proportions, aesthetics is working its way into the open heavyweights? I think it's a good trend. But in general, I don't think that the world is going in a good direction right now, right? I don't really think that there's too much craziness going on now with like honestly, I have to say, Ben, but men, like there's the saying, like hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. And where the fuck are we right now, I believe?
You just do one further back? Cool.
But you're staying here in Bangkok? Yeah, man.
Good stuff.
Nice. And I wish you a great session. Nice to meet you. Yeah, but you're doing good in this way. You're really good in this way. You know what you're doing. Yeah. Because like, there's people that shit themselves and you're like, chill, dude. Rice bread is pretty straight, you mean? So I think what a lot of people don't know about Joe is that he was a one-man band. For the longest of time, Joe did everything on his own. He managed to get 8 million followers on Instagram. He had over 1 million on Snapchat, 1 million on YouTube, 1 million on Facebook. And he was just so meticulous about how things had to be filmed. He actually got very frustrated if anyone else had to do this for him because he wasn't happy with the angle, he wasn't happy with the lighting, but he was just a perfectionist. And I think it's just so incredibly impressive how he managed to amount to the success and the following that he had, doing absolutely everything on his own. He'd have his phone on his tripod, he'd come up with all the ideas himself, he'd do all of the editing, and he was just so meticulous about getting his posts out every single day, 6 p.m. He wouldn't miss a beat. 6 p.m. on the dot, Joe would make sure that his post went out. But I call it like the German mentality, because Germans are like that. They're very meticulous. But yeah, Joe was on it. He was just permanently on it, and he was very sure about what he wanted. You will hit my arm now. Ready? Get ready, Leute. Listen to the music, ne? So that particular video was the first video that we did together. And again, I use this word quite often, but again, Joe was just so meticulous. There was a lot of planning that went into the filming of it. There was a lot of text and voice notes back and forth. And even after, and even during and after the filming, when it came to the edit, there was a lot of input that he had around the soundtrack. And that video did particularly well, that video around numbers. I think every single piece of content that we did together ended up doing really, really well. Just because of the combination of value and efforts that were able to feed off one another. Joe's been in the industry for many years and he's seen a lot of growth. And we were just able to contribute value to each other. And I believe that's one reason why we got along so well. It really just helped nurture the relationship between ourselves, because a lot of people were always trying to take from Joe. And for the first time, I think in a long time, it was mutually beneficial, where there was someone in a position to offer value and not just